All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Beshem Chakadash, and giving double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who well, peace and salutation to the elect. Shemel Mafis is a mop from the Great Millstone Plaintables Camp in Philadelphia. Come with another wee lesson. You have it here, which is today, September the 6th, 2025. Hopeful year of our deliverance, the deliverance of Jacob, the elect, the remnant. And you have it, the hopeful year of the destruction and judgment of Esau Edom, the enemy. Alright. Well, Esau Edom is definitely showing his true side and whom he actually is, waging war, of course, against the tribes, and beyond, of course, words. These is now becoming very, very, very physical. All right, they are really moving with that sword, and we can see the establishing of that NWO. All right, plot, that scheme that Esau Edom has been wanting to implement. Okay, so you have it here. Forbes got breaking news, but it was at the Machana, the camp, and brother Amawan, he had brought out this statement that was placed on, I believe, a social network or Twitter, or you have it on True Social, actually, pardon me, which you have it. The statement is here. I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. That's heavy right there. Okay, because you have it where Donald Trump, he signed an executive order on Friday afternoon, and that'd be yesterday if you're seeing this video now, and that'd be September the 5th, to change the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War, to indicate that America has, as he's saying, the strongest military. All right, he told reporters from the Oval Office. Okay, and when you go under, of course, what the Department of Defense is, they have, within, of course, that agency. Okay, you have it. There's some wall for Wikipedia. You have the various departments. Okay, and you have child agencies as well. Okay, and you have it, the United States Department of Defense, which is secondary but unofficially tied to the Department of War. That's as of now. Which, that's actually an old term when you go into it, and we're going back to 1947. Okay, and that's the former name. Okay, when you go into it, but you have it as the executive department of the U.S. federal government, charged with coordinating and supervising the U.S. armed forces. Okay, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, Space Force, and some purposes of the Coast Guard, and related functions of and agencies. Okay, headquartered at the Pentagon, all right, in Arlington County, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. The Department of Defense stated mission is to provide its military forces needed, to provide the military forces needed to deter war and ensure our nation's security. But this actual entity is bringing an actual war. Okay, it's the Department of War. What do you think that these armed forces come with? The sword. Okay, and you have the different child agencies and such as well. Okay, which conduct different intelligence and such. All right, like you got the NSA, our National Security Agency. Okay, you have the Defense Intelligence Agency. All right, dealing with specialized in military intelligence. All part of the DoD, or the Department of War, unofficially. All right. You have also the National Reconnaissance Office. All right. Satellite. So, you have it. Esau is coming with that sword. Okay, that heavy sword, and we of course know of as I believe it's when you go back in the scriptures, one of the unclean frogs and such. All right, Revelation 16 and 13, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon. All right, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. Okay, with Esau, Edom, with this new Roman Empire. We got NATO, the beast. And we have, of course, the false prophet. Being the we know about the I say RNC, but the RC Church. Okay, and you have it with the unclean frogs and such, with the 3 of them, being the 3 city states, such as Vatican, Vatican City, which has the spiritual and the priesthood on the left hand, Esau, Edom's, and power structure. You have, of course, the London city state with the economics, and then you have, of course, with DC, with the Washington DC, going with dealing with the military. Okay, and it says, for they are the spirit of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Lord Almighty. All right, that's the end game. All right, that's what this all is going towards. We going to the World War III. Okay, and these things must happen. All right, there must be, of course, war waged, okay, against the children of Israel, especially, by this dragon, okay, as in times past, okay, but especially at this end. All right, and it says here, this is this Revelation just 12 and 17, the dragon was wroth with the woman, okay, and went, being the nation of Israel, and went to make war. The dragon, dealing with the Roman Empire, right? And went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High, and to have the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Okay? Hey, we know, Donald Trump is, which he represent, his nation being the Edomites. They're enraged. All right, they're wroth. Okay. The Lord likens us to a beautiful and delicate woman comely woman and such. And ever since, obviously, or even before, even coming out of the womb, you had that enmity. Okay. But Esau's definitely mad, and the way he's speaking, it shows it, and the action physically he's doing is showing it. All right. This is Revelation chapter 13 and 3. It says, and I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. This is the Roman Empire coming back, okay, through the Borgia family, and the Treaty of Rome, and all of course, them European vassals coming back in this time, them common markets coming back, all right, to reform this system, all right. And all the world wondered after the beast, which is NATO, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with him? Hey, just look at the power, all right. Esau Edom, he talks about the power that he got, okay. As it said, America has the strongest military, all right. And we know America spearheads as that, ultimately as that woman that rideth on the scarlet colored beast, all right. I'm gonna go down to verse 7, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints, to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Okay. Yeah, so Jake, you need to understand what we're really dealing with. Okay. You have it with the ancient Roman Empire, which is very strong military that conquered all the other different as they call them, barbarians, and other names and titles and such, and subjugated them and had them as vassals. You have it with America, and of course this beast system, they're coming with that force. In America, where the main judgment is going to be, you're looking for, as they say, a Chipocalypse now. Okay. As we know with the reveal is going to come with a lot of destruction. Donald Trump, because they definitely watch our videos. They watch definitely the prophets. They meet in the words, with the force that the Lord prophesied. Okay, so you have it.
I'm thrilled to report that the U.S. Space Command headquarters will move to the beautiful locale of a place called Huntsville, Alabama, forever to be known from this point forward as Rocket City. Okay, so Huntsville, Alabama. We love Alabama. I only won it by about 47 points. I don't think that influenced my decision. Right? That didn't, right?
See, they doing moves. Right, Illinois governor, them being a house divided. Orange Trump did not come to Chicago with military troops, but executive powers is doing that, whether these sanctuary cities want it or not. All right. For weeks, it says Donald Trump administration has said Chicago is next target, and it's fulfilling the presidential mass deportation agenda. And really is to take out you tribes. Okay? You take out the tribes, man. Okay? Bring in this Jacob trouble. Okay? Because this with military in the streets, house to house roundups, people being cast out of the houses, persecuted, all of that amounts with Jacob trouble. Okay? Because this man coming
I want to thank Colorado
with a great sword. Okay? And that's what's given unto him. Alright, so he's gonna of course boast it too. Revelation chapter 6, it tells you here in 4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And Esau Edom out of Wam, based away as he. This man goes and take peace from the earth. Okay, you hear what he's saying? A shy apocalypse. Okay. And that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Okay, and with this sword that Esau Edom is waging via his executive powers, his military, all right, he's gonna use that to catch you as game. Okay. Like wild game, because we know Esau, he's a cunning hunter. So even when he have stated the fact that I love the smell of deportations in the morning, he knows that, of course, that there's a time and season for everything under the sun, and in the morning is one of the good times to catch a lot of people vulnerable. Okay, we're gonna catch you vulnerable when you sleep, in your boxers, and don't expect it. You'll have, the ICs to come and bust through your door and apprehend you. Okay? Whether you like it or not. Alright? So, we here at Great Millstone are just sounded the alarm for the Israelites to know what time they're in. Alright? And know that it's definitely the time to repent and to get under the hedge of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, and to stop, and if you of the remnant, to stop playing about, messing about. As the scriptures say, it's I think that's in Romans. Romans chapter dang, I think it's Romans. Yeah, Romans 13:11. And that, knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Alright, the most important thing is knowing the time. That it's high time. Hurrah, going into the definite time. Alright, the point, the time, the moment. Wake out of sleep. Most Jake Israelites have been, in a spiritual stupor. Alright. Not regarding the days and times, and that, we're not in the days of you said prosperity within the Babylon the Great America. We're looking at the times of the destruction of Babylon the Great America, and a great pursuit onto the saints. Okay, so you see the rhetoric. He loved the smell of the deportation of in the morning. The scriptures tell you not to trust thine enemy, you know, and it tells you, you know, to take heed to your friends and, you know, separate yourself from your enemy, I believe. All right. So, you know, you need to spiritually wake up. And, you know, you see Chipocalypse Now, you know, Chicago with Department of War, and suggests that these raids are imminent. All right. So they definitely coming. All right. And Jacob Trouble is definitely coming. So I'm leave it with that. Shalom to the elect. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemashai Shekagadash. The warning has been set forth. So the blood is off our hands. Ha'aratazah. Shalom to the elect.